Today we're going to be making the Nora bag from Tobistylx. This bag is super cute. We have a small little handbag that has circular handles. We have purse feet on the bottom. We do have hidden straps. We have a recessed zipper. And guys, we can use vinyl for the inside, so I so did it. We have a zipper pocket, and then we have a nice slip pocket. It comes together really quickly. It comes together really beautifully. And when you're done, it's a sense of like, I made that. So without further ado, you need to get your pattern pieces, and some marking tools, some double-sided tape or glue, and meet me at the table. We have a lot to discuss. You'll see a past version of me in a Ahsoka Tano Star Wars shirt. I wanted to show you how I glued the handles prior. It's part of the prep work. The preparation for this bag is key. You totally can make it because I can make it. So let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna get started with this Nora handbag. Toby made this bag. My double-sided tape is sticking to paper. The Nora handbag is supposed to be a small handbag that's iconic with circular handles to give you an exquisite look that you can use. If you don't want to use the handles, you can carry it with an adjustable strap. It's a functional, has an inner zipper and a slip pocket, and it keeps the essentials safe like your wallet, phone, and keys. So for this pattern, I thought it was really unique. With this, you can use lining. You can use vinyl for interior and lining. So I was like, oh, for sure. I've been wanting to try to do this. So today, if it's an epic fail, then it's an epic fail. But I wanted to show what it would look like. So my interior is this marbleized brown, and it's the same thing with the exterior of the fabric. So we have the circular handles, adjustable strap, zipper panel, all the things. When we get to the circular panel part, you're going to see past Nova talk to you and how I did the circular handbits, because I had to let the glue curate overnight. So beginning in preparation part 1, you need to take all your short ends of the main panel and measure 3/4 of an inch down and draw a line. Draw a line for your cinchers to help you too. You need to do this on your side panels and your lining panels. You attach your interfacing, and then we're going to start with your zipper top. Get your beverage of choice. Mine's right now is a Kirkland coffee brew from Columbia. It's pretty good. I like to have coffee black with no sugar, no cream sometimes. It bugs people when I do that, but it's something that I love. All right, so we're going to get our 2 main zipper panels. You're going to measure a 1/2 inch, draw a line. I also drew a line in the center. We're going to take double-sided tape and put it on 1/4 of an inch tape and bring our zipper panels in to the line we drew. If you're working with vinyl, vinyl selection is very important. When I was working on my first test bag, the vinyl was super, super thick. It was like vinyl that they would put in boating. So not only did it have like that marine leather, it had like this really stifling texture, and it did not move like this vinyl does. This vinyl wants to be moved around. It's very pliable. And I'm kind of feeling this vinyl right now. But you know, everything, different strokes for different folks. You're going to take your you have a 9-inch zipper that is in the back of the cutting instructions. You're going to mark a 1/2 inch, and then you're going to tack down these sides so that way they don't move. And they're curved out, so there's somewhere where sorry, I'm trying to move my chair over. It's somewhere for the needle to go to. needle will go to, where it's positioned at a 90 degrees. So when we put it inside of the plackets, this zipper is curved up and it won't come out. So I'm just going over to my machine. I'm doing a few stitches back and forth. You can hand stitch this, of course. There are really cool people that can do it with with their fire, with a lighter. I can't do that. It's not in my repertoire. But it's okay. So I'm just going to have my lighter work, and I'm melting the edges. This little snip is not working, so I'm going to make that my tape snip. All right. All right. So we have that. We're going to split them in half, and then we're going to I'm going to find my centers again. I'm just going to crease it, and I'm going to put the right side of the zipper on here, like on number H, and we are going to sew it down to 1/8 of an inch. I'm going right underneath the line that I just creased. If you wish, you can pop a few pins in or clips or whatever helps you. Just moving things out of the way so everything doesn't go flying. So I'm going to use 1/8 of an inch. All right, trim threads. Okay, I'm going to find my center on this one, crease it, and clipping it 1/8 of an inch. Sorry, didn't mean to shake you. Okay, then we're going to fold this on itself, and what I want to make sure is that the two ends right here stay aligned. That's the most important part to me. So both of the ends that were folded on itself stays absolutely aligned. We're going to stitch this down using a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Back stitch the beginning and end. If you're new to my channel, the number 2 line on this Juku 1540S is my 1/4 of an inch. And then we're going to trim the threads. And what I usually do is I don't trim the zipper tape inside here. I do, however, trim the excess bulk so it can come out cleaner. Not where you stitched at, but the area by the zipper tape that isn't stitched. sort of like this. You see the zipper tape, but you don't have that excess bulk. So this slides out really nice. See how clean that finishes? Like that. That's my bread and butter right there. I love having a really super clean finish. Okay, and then we're going to top stitch at 1/4 of an inch. I'm sorry, top stitch at 1/8 of an inch. I'm using brown superior threads, and I believe it's weight 69 or 70. That's 1 pound of them. Get to the other one. Same thing. We're going to sew this at 1/4 of an inch. Back stitch in the beginning and end. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim these threads. Do the same thing, not trimming the zipper tape, just going around where the zipper head is and where we made that, like, you know, that little, just trimming around there so I can help reduce as much bulk as possible. Don't go past the seam allowance though, because you'll just have a hole there and you're like, oh man, I gotta do this one over again. And we're going to sew this together using 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Okay. And we are going to, I'm going to get a Tandy pen and I'm going to mark my centers. I usually just put like a clip in place to hold it while I draw a line. I do the same thing on this side. All right, we're gonna get our main exterior piece. Oh, on my main exterior piece, you're gonna see that I have Decoville lead on it. This vinyl was really, really thin for one thing. The second thing, the cardboard that the handbag requires is like a Peltex or leather bag stuff. I had neither, so I had a piece of Decoville heavy that for some odd reason wouldn't adhere to it. So it's the outline of this, it's the same size as the piece that's supposed to be sliding into it. And then I just put Decoville light to keep it together. So we're going to find our centers as well on this. And I'm just going to put a little V-snip. And we're going to now center the zipper panels, and the zipper should be wrong sides up. So we should see the back of the zipper tape. Okay. And then we're going to sew at 1/8 of an inch. And for this, because this is going to be, this is a very essential part, I am going to back stitch at the end in the beginning, 1/8 of an inch. Trim those threads. And we're going to do that again on the other side, 1/8 of an inch, keeping everything to where it's supposed to be. Sorry, I'm closing caps. All right. And then we're going to put this on the side for right now. We're going to go to section 3, which is the handles. Right here, you're going to see past Nova explained how I did the glue handles. I had a little bit of difficulty with the double-sided tape, and it could be the tape that I wasn't using wasn't sticky enough. It could be the material. It could be numerous things. I did ask Toby for help. She advised me of contact cement, and I will show you the video now. Hello, future me. It's me, Nova. Okay, so we're at the part in the pattern where we're going to make the rings. So I tried double-sided tape. I have tried whenever I need the glue, it's not here, but yeah, the glue that we all use for our vinyls, beacons. I tried leather. Nothing was working for me. So I reached out to Toby, and Toby was like, hey, have you tried contact cement? And I was like, no, I have not. The bottle is roughly $8 to $10. We went to Lowe's and we got it. It smells absolutely horrible. Please do this in a well-ventilated area, not in a basement where you're going to start hallucinating off of the contact cement. Best stuff ever. So what? You like to sniff glue. No. Okay, one time I say I understand this. Oh, okay. So we're going to pan down to here. And oh, by the way, future me is not wearing this. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to do the contact cement. I'm going to place the treatment on it. I'm going to wait 15 to 30 minutes because it says 15 minutes to 2 hours on my bottle. So find out what is on yours. And then I'm going to snip and turn it in and clip it in areas with like hair clips, not clover clips, if it needed. If it's needed. I did a couple of samples and it works pretty good. So we'll pan back down here. And what you see is I did 3 of these already. The brush that it comes with, it's I don't know, it's not great. So Toby told me to get a thin brush and I couldn't find one, but I have like tons of these spatulas around because they cost like $1 or something at Home Depot or Lowe's. And I use it to spread glue, usually on straps, or if I'm working on some pieces, like trying to make a character out of a bag. So in the pattern, we're supposed to do 1/8 of an inch snips every half an inch. And if you see on my thing, you're like, why is there drawings? That is exactly 1/8 of an inch. It took me forever to draw these, by the way. They're exactly 1/8 of an inch and a half of an inch apart. So what I'm doing before I snip, I'm going to add the glue. I'm going to come back in 15 minutes and I'm going to snip in each one of these and roll the 1/8 of an inch seam allowance onto itself. So that way we can make these handles. I'm new with contact cement. I've only practiced it this morning. So by all means, I am not a all knowing for contact cement. The one thing I do know is it smells absolutely horrific, but weirdly it works. In order for it to work, it has to have something else to contact. So if you put it on the 1/8 mark and not kind of around where it could roll on it, it won't work. It has to, it's like, think of it like Legos or what is that stuff that I always collect here? Velcro. So think of it like that. It needs its partner to connect. I am doing it a little bit wider than I intended to, but I didn't find a smaller brush, so I'm gonna work what I got. But you could definitely try double-sided tape. It did not work for me. I used the leather tape and it didn't, and it could have been just the vinyl. Just like I was playing around with this vinyl, and I think I could roll this vinyl onto itself without actually snip it into the 1/8 of an inch, because it's not a very thick vinyl. So it all depends on what you were working with. What I was working with before was marine vinyl, and it was extremely thick. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to just paint it, set the time, come back, and go from there. But future me will show you what the end result of this is, and then we'll go on into making the bag. The bag is super cute, just so you know, and it's worth all this. Also, I like trying new things. Toby was saying once I use this, I'm going to be like, never mind to the double-sided glue anymore, because...
Double-sided tape?
Double-sided tape. Yeah, sorry, double-sided glue, because that's a thing. Double-sided tape, because when I sewed through this with the other piece, when I was testing it out, there was no gumming up the needles. It just went nice and smooth. So maybe she is absolutely right. She does make gorgeous bags and has excellent patterns. You never know. This might be my new thing. I think the reason why I was reluctant, because I have no patience, like none. Anyone that knows me knows that I don't have patience, and that's part of my charm. So I don't like to wait for things. I want to hurry up and do it, but I was weirdly surprised this afternoon with a piece that I left overnight, how it stuck together. And you see how it does. It's already trying to stick together on the contact on this. But yes.
And it's hard to open.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah.
I had to use a clamping tool to take it loose.
Yeah, so make sure you close it. You have to shake it well. And then you just have to wait till it gets tacky, which it gets tacky pretty fast. You didn't see this. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, just wait till it gets tacky, and then you should be able to roll the 1/8 of the seam allowance onto itself with snipping in. The reason why I didn't snip first is because then the glue will leak out onto the paper. Do something with protective covering, because after I glue, I move it from a different direction so the glue doesn't adhere to the other side. Protect whatever desk or surface you're using. Wait the 15 minutes, and then you can snip in and then roll it in on yourself. And I will show you, future me will show you what they look like before we combine them to make one piece. But this is the most intriguing part, and I say go with it. I know sometimes it's easy to say, I don't want to do this, I don't want to wait. But the best part about bag making is building up our skill set and knowing new things. I'm really excited about this, and I hope you are too. So now we're going to go back to future me. Future me, there's no zombies today, so you're good. All right, you guys have a wonderful time, and now we're going to go back to future me. Bye. Okay, you talked to past Nova, who was future Nova at the time. So I used the contact cement, and I waited about 15 minutes to 2 hours until it got tacky. And when I started to roll it on itself, it started to adhere, and it's not going anywhere. So from there, I take a pair of handles, and I use some double-sided tape in the center, and I am pretty happy with these handles. I roll them out using a roller just to make sure both double-sided tapes are sticking, and so the piece can just act like it's one unit. It's still open in some areas. I didn't want to put double-sided tape everywhere and gum up the needles. I have it in 4 spots like this. So when you cut your little 1/8 inch, like this part wants to lift up a little bit. If you cut your little 1/8 inch marks, you will get an opportunity to fold it in onto itself. But with the I'm trying to line up the inner circle before I line up the outer. With the contact cement, you do have to give it a little bit of time. You can definitely try your hand at double-sided tape. It did not work for me though, so I'm just advising you what worked for me and what not. It could have been multiple things. The fabric that I was using before was extremely thick. Okay. All right. And this is just a seam roller. This one's just a super heavy one. All right, so from here, we're going to just, place a couple clips in some areas to help it stay. You can use whatever clips you think are handy, like binder clips. I would kind of steer away from the clover clips because they do leave marks into vinyl for whatever the reason may be. So you could just use a couple of hair clips, whatever's around you, just to help it keep center. Okay. Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to grab my pattern piece, and I'm going to transfer some lines that are on my pattern piece that I need for the bag. So I'm going to transfer line B. I'm going to make a line to right and left side of it, and line A. What then we're going to do is we're going to go to part F is what I did right now. We're going to stitch a 1/8 seam allowance from one mark point to another. So we're going to do it from mark A to the other part, mark A, on both the interior and exterior side. So she offers you to backstitch, but she said if you don't want to have that back stitch on there, you can bring the strings through the back. I'm going to backstitch. I feel like this is an area if you're going to be making your handles, it's going to get a lot of TLC, a lot of stress points. So I want to make it as strong as I possibly can. And then I'm just going to bring my thread over, and we're going to do 1/8 of an inch on the interior from part A to the other part A. Okay, I'm going to trim up all my threads. Okay, I'm going to take this, move the clips off, and I'm going to draw the same markings. And we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to start with part A, going to part A. then I'm going to bring this over and go from the the inside of the diameter from part A to part A. I'm now going to trim up all these threads. If you're not using contrasting stitching, you probably won't see the back stitch. Like, I'm kind of straining to see the back stitch on these. All right, so I'm going to take that pattern piece down, and I'm going to grab our main exterior piece, and then I'm going to grab some double-sided tape. And I'm going to put it in 3 locations like you see below. So that way it can help keep it secure. Go below the stitching area. You don't want to go above it. Just 3 little pieces. And it's not going to be in our sewing way, so we'll be fine. We won't stitch over it. All right. So we are going to position this where in between the zipper. So we're going to be moving like the zipper kind of out of the way, but we're going to position line B, yeah, double check, yeah, I'm saying it right, line B onto the center. We're going to take a clip or 2 and put it on over our zippers. And this is why the tape is so important. If it wants to stick, okay, so position the line B lines right above, and we're just gonna move this part down. I just broke a clip. Every time I break a clip, another clip cries. And we're going to we're going to position, transfer to then we're going to position it on over line A. I'm sorry, I'm just messing up today. Trying to. Okay, so we're going to move the zipper out of the way so that we don't sew over it. And we're going to position line A. And we're going to sew from line B to B and B to B. So line A is where we're line B line. I'm confusing you guys. Line B line is right here. That should be on your what you match the line up with the raw edge, right? But because we slowed up line A, now we can connect the threads from line A to A to A. Let's go over to the machine. And it's going to be 1/8 of an inch, and take your time. I know it feels like it's a lot because you're trying to move the zipper panels out of the way. You're doing a lot, but you can do this. just 1/8 of an inch of a stitch. I apologize for the confusion. When I first looked at the themes, I was like, why are we doing it that way? So it's the whole circle gets sewn that way, and there's not like a missing amount of stitches. And I'm back stitching. Again, you could, if you wish, not back stitch and pull your threads to the back. Okay, making sure everything's lined up, and I'm going to now start working on the second row of stitching for the interior of the circle. And if you see, as I'm seeing, I'm rolling up my material to make sure it can go underneath my throat plate very easily. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this off and trim the stitches. Just trim the stitches, the thread. I'm on one today. And you see it doesn't interfere with your zipper panel. It becomes like a handle. It's super cool how this comes together. I don't know how her brain works like this, but it's really cool. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take off the 3 pieces of back of our tape. All tape, double-sided tape, is not created equal. I am finding that out the hard way today. Well, actually yesterday too. All right, so we're going to position line B to match against the raw edges up here. You're just moving your zipper out of the way. If you want, while you position line B, you can take a clip or something along those lines and just have another way it stays on. Make sure it's B right at that line. And I'm doing the same thing here, making sure B line matches with that. Then we're going to press this down, move this tail out of the way so it doesn't get caught in anything, and we're going to do it again. Stitch from line A to A for the exterior, and for the interior of the diameter of the hole, we're going to do 8A as well. Our bag's already coming. I'm telling you, the hardest part of this is making the circles. After that, you're going to be like, oh, this is a cakewalk. And I'm going to be like, right? So I'm just rolling up my bag. Making sure everything stays inside that little okay. And I'm just going to now match A with A on the inner diameter of the circle. Okay. And now we're going to trim threads. All right. We got that all squared away. Now we're going to put our purse feet in. And 4 feet. And 4 washers. And what I just normally do is I grab my little hole puncher. I punch out the holes that are drawn. On the pattern piece, it has the exact placement for purse feet. Push them through. I hate like when one is like just tilted to the side and you're like, why are you the only one that's positioned that way? Okay, flip this over. And then this, we also need to figure out our logo, where you want it. There's 2 placements. There's one that's like in the center. There's one to the side. I think I'm going to go to the side. And if you don't have a logo, you don't have to put it in. You also put a label in when you're making the slip pocket. Grabbing some tape to protect it. This is just electrical tape. And make sure you stay hydrated or drink your coffee like I am, so we can be pumped. Okay. The zipper, I want it pulled to the left, so this would be the front of my bag. So I'm going to just grab the pattern piece real quick. And just mark where the logo is. And grab my logo. Mark where I need to make a little incision. I'm using an X-Acto knife that apparently wants to come out now. Because this is vinyl, I'm not worrying about tearing. So I'm just going to make sure my logo is facing the right position. I have done this so many times where I accidentally let me go through where I accidentally put my logo like upside down. And I'm like, man, come on, Genova, get it together. Grab my washer for this. Grab another piece of electrical tape. So the electrical tape is the same thing as duct tape, or some people use double-sided tape like the 1-inch ones. It just basically helps with friction, so that way your material won't get poked out or wear down as fast. All right, so we have that. We put duct tape on all the purse feet and whatnot. Now we are going to grab the side panels and the side connectors. So I'm going to grab the side connectors and the side panels. I just have the connectors. Where are you? Here you are. So on my connectors, I put a piece of double-sided tape. Not double-sided. I ironed on a piece of Decovil Light. If you don't have Decovil Light, a trick I use is cross-grain ribbon as well. It helps with vinyl not stretching, and it's really good support, and it does not weigh like anything. It's really fairly light, so I actually prefer it over Decovil Light when it comes down to putting something in the connectors to make sure it could withstand being held. So we're folding these connectors onto themselves, and then we're going to take them over to the machine and stitch 1/8 of an inch down both sides. And I'm just chain stitching. And I'm going just to hop on over a few stitches and do 1/8 of an inch on this side. Okay. And I'm just going to trim that real quick. Okay. I'm going to get my rectangle ring that has like the hardest film to get off in the history of film. I mean, like, I appreciate it because, you know, some colors mark easier than others, but sometimes you're just like, okay, I'm literally wrestling with you. I was trying to find if I had a rose gold chain because I thought it would be really pretty for this bag, but I don't. So that's unfortunate. All right, so there are markings on the pattern piece on where you need to slice. I drew them on here. They're in like black pen. Okay, I'm just using an X-Acto knife and a ruler on a cutting mat. Put the cutting mat and X-Acto knife away. And what we're going to do is, you can see that we have our Decovil Light on there. We're going to, the connectors, we need to slide it up 3/4 of an inch. So what I do is I mark everything. Just want to make sure this is even, so that way I mark 3/4 an inch. All right. So we're going to slide the connector in here to the slot that the slit that we just made. Remember, with your slits, it's better to have it smaller and you're pulling it through than larger and you have like some weird gap that you can't fill. So I'm going to shimmy this on through to the 3/4. going to do the same thing on this one. I think that bag making is super important to draw all your, I like to draw all my lines so there's no confusion, because sometimes you can read something like a million times and it could be so simple and your brain is just like, do not compute. So when I see if it says, oh, have the strap go 3/4 of an inch, it's just easier for me to draw it. So with this, we have our straps in at 3/4 of an inch, and we're going to turn the page and go to page that has number I on it. We're going to sew the connectors down here using 1/8 of an inch. So you're going right underneath where the slit is that's visible to you. So the slit's up here, I'm sewing right underneath it. And I'm going to trim. And what I recommend is try not to stitch past your 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, your 3/4 of an inch strap. Don't go past it. Just stay on the actual tab itself. All right. All right. So then we're going to grab our D-ring, our rectangle ring. We're going to slide this through, and we're going to, that's why we cut we sewed below it so we could slide this connector through. And if your fingers are like mine and you're fumbling for it, just grab a pair of hemostats and it will help you pull it through. See? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ooh, telling you, her version of having a hidden slip pot connector. Look at how clean that is. That's just basking our glory right now. We did an awesome job. Sometimes I feel like we don't say that enough. I feel like we are so quick to be like, this stitch is imperfect. My vinyl didn't work, or I don't have the right tools. And then when you do something magnificent in the sewing world, you're like, oh, it's okay. So-and-so did it better. No, you did it better. You did a good job. There's nothing wrong with taking pride in your work. And being grateful, like someone like Toby is willing to share her tricks of the trade and wants to help. So there is a rivet mark that is also on your pattern piece that you're going to need to punch out, because we're going to install a rivet to help secure and hold down these two pieces. So one hole. Okay, so I'm going to grab a small rivet will do. Let's see. Yep, that will work out perfectly. I'm getting another 2 females and a male part. Grabbing some coffee. what does everybody drink? Do you drink tea, coffee, Coke? If you're someone in the morning or late at night, what do you drink? I can't drink tea at night because I will fall asleep. Tea is something, is like a soothing, like, oh, it makes me feel better. Like chicken soup for your soul, and I can't drink it. I drink coffee in the morning, but if I'm late night sewing, I gotta have a Coke on ice. Okay, and then I'm setting the rivets. My rivet press is from Minkus and Margot. They're a mom and pop shop on Etsy. I've had my press for 3 years. They are amazing. They have so many different rivets, so many different dyes, so many different things. And I have no complaints. All right, so we have our 2 pieces. Now we're going to flip them over. And where the V is being shown, we are going to clip them. Clip the V's. I'm just going to clip them on all 4 so that way we can get her done. Okay, so none of my kids liked Cars, but I think his name was Tater. I don't know. Anytime he spoke, I was like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. So we're going to clip and sew. We're going to sew them at 1/4 of an inch. Back stitch really well at the beginning and end, and try not to go past the actual V itself. Just going to bring this on over. All right. Trim the threads. Do the same thing. I like darts. I like the built-in look of a dart. I think my coffee's kicking in. All right. So we have that. We need to, before I did this, I should have found the center. So, but I'm going to do it right now. I'm just going to make a little V. I'm going to also find the center at the top, because when we start matching things, it helps to have a little bit of center. You just make it a little snip. It's not even 1/8 of an inch. It's good for you to know where everything goes. All right. Last snip. There we go. So we're going to go on to the second part of the side panels. We're going to clip our exterior to one side panel and mark up points. We're going to find the points. We marked our centers in the beginning, but if you need to double check, just fold it in on itself. And I pop a clip to both sides to make it sure it's even. This person's cute. I'm already gonna be, when I seen it, I was like, when I see the testers, I'm like, all their bags look freaking amazing. How unique is this? But yeah, my centers match exactly where we're supposed to have it, but I'm going to snip it just for video sake. But yes, they all match. Mark everything that she has told you to mark on the back. I'm going to clip my zipper in place because they wanted to pop out. So I'm going to take one, we're doing one at a time. I'm going to find my center. I like to always clip above and if you can get the 3/4 of the inch lines to match up, I mean, you're making it work. It's because this is all a part of this process. So you're gonna get clips. Grab a couple clips. And you're just clipping everything into place. You could staple if you want. I'm not. The seam allowance is only 1/4 of an inch. So I feel like if you staple it, it's really hard for people to staple just like 1/8 of an inch. Well, at least it's hard for me. I'm just making sure my darts are at opposite angles. And I think I got it. So I'm going to bring this over to my machine. And I'm going to sew 1/4 of an inch from beginning to end, back stitching really well. You're going to have to start moving things around in your bag, and it's okay. Hold on to your threads. I'm at a 4.5 stitch length. You want to just keep raw edges to raw edges. And I'll bring over my stiletto just to make sure things don't shift. If you have to stop, stop with the needle down. Oops. Make sure you're not accidentally sewing down your handle. Okay, one and done. Removing the threads. And we're going to now go for part 4 of this other part right here. Matching the centers. I'm just flipping along. Use as many or as few clips as you want. The discretion is definitely yours. I'm an over clipper and I'm okay with it. All right. This person is so tiny. He's so cute though. All right, we're gonna do it again. We're going to go out 1/4 of an inch. I'm not trying to sew over my seam ripper. Keeps rolling on down there. I'm just trying to keep everything like raw sides matching with raw sides. Oops, and just all the clips decided to come out on one side. That's how I roll. Because this is not a really curvaceous bag, if you do, some clips do pop out, it's mostly straight lines, so you should be okay if you don't reclip right away, or you could just backstitch real quick and reclip. Okay. Trimming the threads, and then we're going to turn the bags right side out. Your bag will be easier because if you have the Tobistylx and you're dropping it in, then it should go perfectly fine. Me, I had to make things a little bit more difficult because I did not have, I'm so surprised I don't have Tobistylx. I normally like have that stock, like I should have stock in Tobistylx and Craftex and all that stuff. Get thread burner. Right. I'm just going to, when I have it out like this, I like to crease the seams. Get it just basically getting it starting to prepare for it to become a bag. Oh my god, this is going to be so cute. Alright, so now we're going to work on the interior. And like I told you in the beginning of the video, I'm sorry. You would drop in, you would do the transfer lines and score and put in that bag stabilizer. Again, I didn't have it, so I kind of put it on the body of the bag. Let me put this little cutie away. It is a cute size. This is like, oh, I'm going to dinner, and this is my cute bag. So we're going to get our interiors. Have 1 and 2. We're going to get our zipper pocket. Let's get this done. I'm going to put this one on the side. With our interior, come on, Nova. We are going to do a zipper overlay, and we're going to match it 1 inch down from the center. One inch down from the top edge. I folded my center mark. I'm going to fold my marks here. Remove the double-sided tape. No. All right. I want to make sure that's even. All right. And then we're going to go around we're going to leave long tails. We're going to go around the whole zipper placket, and we're going to pull the threads to the back. Again, this is another area if you wanted to do contrasting thread, it will look amazing. I'm super excited that I'm doing vinyl for the interior too. I don't know why, but this got me really excited. Okay, so while I'm back here, I'm going to pull on my bobbin thread. If I can pick up the thread, pull on my bobbin thread, take the top thread in. So that way I can, my machine, I can try to get the needle to go into that stitch. So when I pull that thread back, everything just looks continuous. Long tails. Then I'm going to pull up the bobbin thread from the loop, and now I have all 4 tails, and I'm going to tie it off in the back. I do about 4 knots. Sometimes more. Then I trim it, and then I melt the threads because I'm using a polyester base. Then we're going to cut out the zipper placket, the inside. so I can reduce bulk. And just cutting around. And this bad boy is whether to get a zipper in. So I'm going to get they say I picked out a pocket. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I could just pause you and get the zipper pocket, but nope. I forgot both those pieces. So I will be right back with the zipper pocket and the slip pocket. Okay, sorry about that. So we get our zipper pocket. We're going to place our zippers right side up, touching the wrong side of the zippers touching the right side of the pocket. You're going to sew down one area at 1/8 of an inch. Bring this over and do the same thing on the other side. And we're going to grab our placket and make sure we have the zipper going in the direction you want it. I want my zipper to close to the left, but if you want it close to the right, there's no wrong or right answer. We have several people that are left-handed, ambidextrous, and they actually prefer a zipper closing to the right. So just a little food for thought. Okay. Place this on here. I'm going to match my centers. Try to match the center of the packet over the teeth first, and then try to move away my zipper pull, and we have a nice pocket. Now we're going to flip up and we're going to sew the bottom of this, and we're going to be pulling threads to the back. We're going to start at 1/8 of an inch. A little trick I like to do is I like to draw a line with a tandy pen on either side so I know where to start and stop. So make sure that your zipper pocket is poking out of your interior piece. And long threads, because we're going to be tying threads off to the back. When you get to your zipper, you can move it out of the way so that way it does not interfere with your stitching. But if you have a narrow zipper foot, then you're good to go. We're going to grab these tails. We're going to tug on the bottom thread to get the top thread up. And we're just going to tie them off. Trim them. And melt them. And then what I do, I personally like to put a double-sided tape right under the stitch line. And when I move this forward, I just kind of press it so it stays in that position. Now we're going to go stitch from the top, from the side, across, and down, leaving long tails so we can also tie it off in the back. Again, if you don't want to tie it off, by all means, you don't have to do it. Sometimes I don't like doing it because I like to have extra reinforcement on the sides. And I again, if you're doing your interior fabric, your fabric's matching your thread, nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. My dryer keeps going off. I'm using waterproof canvas. I don't know what color this is. I want to say melon. I got Fabric Wholesale Direct or fabric.com, either one. Then we're going to open this up and we're going to close this off using, I'm using a 3/8 of an inch so I can get a little bit closer. I'm going to back stitch roll over the zipper teeth. Trim threads. And we have a really nice thing. Now, if you wanted to add some extra little bling, which I kind of do right now, I'm going to find the center and not cutting anywhere near my stitch length, my stitches. I'm going to punch a hole. Do not punch into any stitches, and just be careful because that area has a lot of stitches by it. All right. I'm going to grab some small rivets. Right. Just giving some extra bling. So our zipper pocket's done. We're going to grab our second lining piece and we are going to make a slip pocket. So with that, we need also, unless I took it, I don't think I could. Yeah, it's right there. You did take it out, sure. All right, so we're going to sew it up the side. We add some bling. We're going to get our slip pockets. We're going to match short sides together. We're going to go 1/4 of an inch down each short side. And I'm just going to bring it over here to the other side and do the same thing. 1/4 of an inch. Then we're going to turn this right side out. I just clipped the corner so the corner could be a little bit more showy. Okay, and then we're going to grab our pattern, our trim, and we're going to sew it at 1/4 of an inch. And I'm trimming up the sides now. I find it easier when I'm trying to get everything aligned. All right, and then we're going to top stitch this at 1/8 of an inch on the actual trim. And then what I like to do is I like 2 rows of stitching, so I'll go 1/8 of an inch above the other row of stitching, which is 1/4 of an inch. And it just gets the pocket a really nice clean finish that I like. Okay, so we put that together. Now we're going to measure 1 inch down and center. So I'm just going to fold this in half. I have like little pieces of fabric everywhere. I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm also going to get these frayed milted threads in check. We're going to go 1 inch down. And what I do sometimes is I take double-sided tape and I put it on the bottom of where I want something to stay. Just that way when I line it up, I'm not having to use clips or anything. And I just press it down and it will now stay. All right, so we're going to stitch 1/8 of an inch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bar tack this because this is vinyl on vinyl, and sometimes it wants to act a donkey. So I'm going to go forward. I'm going to do a couple stitches back, or 1 stitch off of it. Now, right when I get off of the vinyl trim, I'm going to turn it around. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's called a bar tack, and it will help when someone puts their slips, their cell phone, or what have you in there. So it's super reinforced. I want to put my little Dutch label in there. I'm going to put it right over here where we're going to do the bar tack. So, yeah. All right, so let's continue on, carry on. So I'm going to go all the way up, one stitch off, back stitch, and then where I'm off this trim, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we did a bar tack. So we have a beautiful slip pocket now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put right sides together for our interior pieces. Put some clips, whatever helps you get everything aligned right. Okay, and we're going to sew 1/4 of an inch and up. I'm just gonna bring this over, back stitch well. Bring this over. Oops. And then I'm gonna box the corners. Having one seam go to either side, just not the same, so it reduces bulk. You also can butterfly them open if you wish. Another clip for the trash can. I bought these yellow ones on Amazon like a year ago, and I promise you to keep appearing, but every time I use them, they break. I guess I could just say maybe they're getting a lot of love and use out of them. We're going to bring this over and we're going to sew this 1/4 of an inch on the sides. We're going to do the same thing on this one, 1/4 of an inch. Back stitching well at the beginning and end. All right. Then, oh, I'm glad I caught this beforehand. When I sewed the side seam, one of them just kind of flipped outwards wrong. So I'm going to just sew over that part again to make sure everything stays lined up. All right. We're going to start putting the exteriors and interior together. We are going to fold over. I'm going to use double-sided tape because it will help tremendously. On the line that we drew, that 3/4 of an inch line down, I'm just going to butterfly these seams open and put it on the bottom line. I'm using 1/4 of an inch. Not super sticky. It's not the hyper stick. It's just the regular strength, I guess, like Dritz wash away. It's super important to do the prep work and drawing your lines, because this will help you out tremendously when we're at this part. So we're going to fold this down onto itself and just to the line that we drew. We're doing this, just pull the tape as you go. And we have one done, and I'm like just massaging my fingers on the line so that way it can stay temporarily until we have to do it. We're going to do the same thing on here. We're going to fold it onto itself. I'm going to get my double-sided tape that is a little bit thicker. It's a 1/2 inch. Because I really need this side. This side has a lot more components, a lot more parts. I'm using the same thing. I'm going to put double-sided tape exactly in the line, the 3/4 of an inch line that we drew in the beginning. I'm going to stick this in here while I'm trying to butterfly open . I'm just trying to butterfly open each seam. Okay. Now she does say in the instructions, if you don't have a free arm machine, like this would be perfect for a domestic that can have a free arm machine, or like an industrial walking foot that's a free arm, that you're going to have to sew it from the lining out. And so you have to be, I would check your tension on your bobbin, on your lower bobbin, the whole 9 yards, because This is a seam that's going to be seen on the bobbin thread is going to be the one that's going to be seen. So I'm trying to clip and move at the same time. Let's see. Just pressing my finger down to make sure the double-sided tape is sticking. And here comes Loki. Yes, Loki. You have to go outside? Which one? You gotta go outside? Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back for my Loki walk. He's a little fussy today. So you're gonna drop the lining inside after you fold over like we just did. I don't have a free arm. Right here I have a flatbed, so I am going to be sewing from the interior out. I'm going to have to move the handles out of the way, be cognizant of areas. I'm going to start in a corner and then just work myself around. Put your hardware down. You can put tape over your hardware to make sure, but we're going to start this. So I have clips, and the double-sided tape that I put on earlier is kind of sticking a little bit too to help. I'm going to have to smush my bag into compliancy, and I'm okay with it. So we're going to start at 1/8 of an inch. I always start from a side so I can get the rhythm of the machine and everything I have to do. So this is going to get kind of dark. I'm going to bring some more light so maybe you can see a little better and I can see better. You could pull your threads and tie off knots on the inside so it's seamless. You're going to have to smush and mash down things, and it's okay. Just make sure that the parts are sticking together. I'm going to smush down the handle. I'm stopping. I'm rotating the bag with my hand to get prepared to get smushed again. Keeping that straight line of 1/8. Making sure my handles are out of the way on the other side. Okay, long threads. poking out the corners. All right. I'm going to grab these bobbin thread tails and bring them to the interior and tie off some knots. Just tie a few knots. Again, this is all personal preference. You don't have to do this. It's just whatever you like, your preference. I'm going to cut really close to the knot. And then I'm going to use my lighter and melt it and flatten it in. Okay. Oh, this is super cute. All right. Let me get my zipper pull. I got this from Zipper Valley limited edition. This will every single bag. I love it. So before I put my zipper pull on, I'm going to kind of melt down the edges because they've been there ride or die of this whole dang challenge. Place it. Make sure the teeth are aligned at the same. Oops, one side wanted to go up and not the other. Hold on. Come on, Nova. Get this stitch with a rogue thread. Then I'm going to make sure everything, because it's off by one. I'm one of those people that I want them to be absolutely perfect, the zipper teeth. So I'm just going to clip this together. It doesn't have to be this hard. It's like for some odd reason, I feel like I have like zipper performance anxiety. If that's a thing, I definitely have it. But when I'm not on camera, and I'm putting these bad boys on like Legos. Let's see. All right, now I'm gonna get my strap end. Screwdriver. And then some double-sided tape. I usually take my zipper end and I put double-sided tape in the middle. and I fold one side all the way over. Then I grab another piece of double-sided tape. Sorry, I'm gonna then shimmy the zipper teeth into it. I'm just trying to make sure it is as neat as possible. I'm fraying a little bit of the end so that they can become merged. Then I'm going to take my Rolls gold screw. I love it when the screws match in the bag. It's the little things that I appreciate. And we're going to screw this in. You drop glue inside. I never had any of them come out, but I did one time. I noticed the zipper teeth were not correct, and I put beacon in there, and I could not get that zipper out for the nothing. I was like, well, that's a loss. I had to just cut the, call it a day. This is a cute little bag. Oh my god, this is cute. Let's see. This is adorable. Oh, I really like this. I'm gonna do wipes to get the tandy leather off. This is cute. Okay, so our last but not least, we're going to do our strap. It's more like a shoulder strap, not like a full crossbody strap. And I kind of appreciate that because sometimes you want to mix it up. I'm going to put some double-sided tape down the middle. I believe it's like 42 or 45 inches by 3. So it's not a crossbody. It could be for a more petite person or someone that's in their adolescence. But for someone like me who's fluffy, not so much. I could make it bigger for a crossbody, but I like the fact that it's a shoulder bag. It's not a very big bag. It will, as a crossbody, it will look better on like a child or someone that's, you know, petite. Like my mom's really petite. She's like 5 foot nothing. I'm 5'9", so everyone looks petite to me. Okay, so we're folding this onto itself on the double-sided tape, and then we're going to fold it in half, and then we're going to sew 3/8 of an inch .3/8 of an inch. Let's see. Okay. And 1/8 of an inch. trim off our threads. We're going to grab our swivels. Let's see. And then we're going to grab, I think I have some strap ends. And I don't know, I don't think I brought a, I don't think I brought a swivel, not a tri-glider. I'm looking. All right, so bear with me for just a minute. I'm going to see if I can get a tri-glider real quick. I can't believe I forgot that. That's like the most important part. Okay. Gotta just make this work. Okay. Tri-glider. First, trim any excess. Okay. Hole puncher and some rivets. Most of the times I like to punch out my rivets, my holes prior to putting it on, so that way it lines up. I don't know why I didn't for this one, but I did not. It's so narrow, but normally when it's like 1 inch or more, I always try to line up all the holes prior to sliding any hardware on. Okay, then I'm going to grab a swivel hook, thread it through, make sure it's not crooked, and thread it through the tri-glider. And then I'm going to place another swivel hook on. I'm going to have some threads that want to come out. I'm going to fold it up by like 1 inch, 1.5 inches. And I'm going to put 2 rivets. Okay. All right, I'm gonna set one and then set the other. And my friends, we have completed the Nora bag. We completed this beautiful bag that has an adjustable strap. Oh my gosh, this bag is super cute. We have a recessed zipper. When you open it up, you have a nice zipper pocket. I gotta move the zipper. And then on the other side, you have a beautiful slip pocket. You close it back up. You have your beautiful handles that you can go out on in the town and just carry a beautiful bag. And or if you're like, you know what, my hands are tired, I want to be hands-free, strap on this bad boy and you got a nice shoulder strap to go with. So this bag teaches us a lot of new skills that we haven't used before, like making circular handles. I like her drop-in method. Yes, you might need to use glue or Magnet-Tack, whatever you can, a lot of clips, but her bag is solid. This is a very luscious, beautiful bag that belongs in a boutique. We top stitch from inside out, which again, we have to learn our machine and make sure we understand our bobbin tension. And my bobbin tension looks pretty fantastic. I like the way it looks. We have it. This is a gorgeous bag. And you can use vinyl for the inside. So that's an extra layer of, like, you know, stability that we didn't have before. So if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you're like, hey, I want to help support you, Shinova, I do have a Ko-fi link that will be in the bottom if you want to buy me a coffee. I'm trying to get better lights for my room. We'll get into that another time. If you would like to see more of Toby's bags that I make, I will have a playlist for you. If there's a bag that I haven't made and you're like, hey, Shinova, can you make this on? Definitely put it in the comments. I try to accommodate. I'm really responsive. So like, subscribe, share if you think it's worthy, and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. And I hope everyone makes a beautiful Nora, and I get to see it in the Toby patterns group, and I will put all her information, where you get the pattern, where her Facebook group is, her Instagram, her webpage, everything. Till the next time I see you, happy sewing.